So, hey everybody, it's been another big week in the world of Runners Gateway. Before we go any further, I actually want to give a quick shout out to a couple of community members. So, firstly, to Sam Howlett over in Brisbane, who during the weekend just gone has completed the Gold Coast 50. That's a 50K ultra. And also to Garrett Elliott over in the States who, so here in Australia, we're recording this now on Wednesday, the 27th of November. So tomorrow on Thursday, in the US, is actually Thanksgiving Day. And the traditional activity for the running community there would be what they call the turkey trot I presume 5K and 10K denominations would be typical. So happy Thanksgiving to anybody in the community from the US, and also best of luck to Garrett. So in my personal world, it's actually been a fairly big week. I commenced running, or rather a mixture of run walking last week in the first week of the second phase of the Walk Run Achieve program. And this week, that saw the amount of time that was spent running increased. So I went from running 1 minute and then walking 4 to running 1.5 minutes and walking 3.5. That's been pretty good actually. It's been great to be back to running, even in a limited way. But it's just great to feel like things are moving forward again. So I hope that that by covering this, that maybe it will help prove that you really can start by walking, and take it a step at a time, literally, and you really can get there. I can feel that things have improved. I think this week has been the first week where I'm actually feeling stronger. I'm feeling less shattered by because I've been combining this with a daily 5K, either a walk or a walk run. Bad idea, really. You probably shouldn't take on a challenge like that when you're at the start of return to running attempt number 4,892. But I do stupid stuff like that occasionally. But getting that, roughly 10,000 steps a day into the routine, on top of working through this extended Couch to 5K program, is actually proving to be an amazing combination, because I do feel the strength coming back. I do feel the legs itching to actually be running again. Admittedly, once they start, they're very quickly itching to have a rest. So we've still got some way to go, but it's feeling great. And combined with that, I mean, actually today I had an update with my GP, because every 6 months I go and get my blood tested, because we're monitoring the type 2 diabetes. So the good news was that there's 8 kilos of weight that's been lost in the last 6 months. Now, most of that has actually been the last couple of months or so, since I made the switch in the eating to essentially a very low carb situation. Again, I think the adaptation is happening there. As I said before, I'm not going to turn this into some kind of keto evangelism channel. Just noting what's actually working for me, and I think that's an important thing to note, that whatever works for you is what works for you. There's no silver bullet, and there's no absolute in this thing. So if you find that a different way of eating helps you to lose weight and to keep your hunger satisfied, and assist you on your own particular running or walking journey, then so be it. I mean, what works for me is what works for me. There's no guarantees of it working for anybody else. But it was great news. We are actually going to trial reducing the medication. So that was one of the conclusions that came out of today. I'm going to reduce the medication, stop taking one of my 2 medications, and monitor the blood and see how that goes. And it just, for me, it all feeds into heading in the same direction. Ultimately, my goal, my dream is to take no diabetes medication whatsoever, manage the condition entirely through a complete return to running, and also have enough energy to get back to doing some of the stuff that I was doing before, which some people in the community have known me for a number of years. They will know that it actually goes beyond the 5K a little bit, with marathons, ultra marathons, and such like. All very slow, all very back of the pack, but yeah, I really look forward to getting back to doing that kind of thing, and hopefully over the coming weeks and months, we'll start showing more and more practical demonstration of what can be achieved if you just put your mind to it and set your goals. So with that all said, I'm also very pleased with the way that the community itself is coming together. We went through the 600 barrier recently. As of tonight, we actually hit the magical 666. I couldn't resist posting about that with a pretty lame joke, hashtag beast mode. But it's wonderful to see that the community is growing and people are beginning to interact more and more within the community, and that's sharing posts and sharing their Strava activities, and we just hope that we can grow that more and more, and people can share stories and support and motivate each other, because that's essentially what Runners Gateway is all about. It is aimed primarily at the beginners, people who are hesitating to take that first step. But even those of us who in the community, there are people with a lot of experience, and people with great ability, people who are actually genuinely legit fast runners. But in my experience, runners of that type have got just as much to offer the back of the pack as any other runner, and are usually generous in sharing their experience and advice and so on. And conversely, no matter how many years you've been around the running community, and no matter what ability level you're at, you can always draw examples of motivation and inspiration from the front of the pack right away through to the back of the pack. And so it'll be great to see the community build, to inspire each other, and to just see people achieve different goals over time. So thank you all for being a part of that, and long may it continue. And hopefully you get something from the daily motivational posts, and the sharing of Strava activities. And say, if you're watching this video now, then clearly you're watching some of the YouTube content, but I would definitely encourage you to check out some of the other videos that are already there, the daily shorts and that kind of thing. If YouTube really isn't your thing, then there is an Instagram account which carries some of the same content, certainly with the shorts. And so you can always check that out if that's your preference. One of the things I will be doing in the very near future is I need to start shooting the introductory video content for the various chapters in the Walk, Run, Achieve program, just to really as a way of introducing what each week is about, what the intended outcomes are, and to offer a bit of personal encouragement and insights. I do want to get that started fairly soon, because it would be ideal to actually be recording that content while I'm in the middle of working through that program myself. And so there's really two reasons for doing those things concurrently. Is that I put the program together primarily for myself, but also as I go through that, if I find anything within that program where I've set the bar a little too high or a little too low, or something needs tweaking, then I can make those adjustments along the way. But also it enables me to provide in the intro videos a little bit of insight into some of the things you might expect, actually based on my experiences, kind of, quote unquote live, but it's, so hopefully that'll end up rounding out that program a little further, and you might start seeing that pushed a little more across the different platforms, because that really is intended to. I guess one of the things that people are looking for when they're thinking about making lifestyle changes, and particularly through running, is that quite often, despite the amount of information that's out there, you don't really know where to start. In fact, there's so much information out there that often that can be counterproductive, because well, do I believe this, or do I believe that? Do I follow that program? Do I follow this program? Do I start with walking? Do I start with running? Do I start with cycling? Do I start with gym work? All those kind of questions. And each one of those things offering different barriers to people actually just taking that first step. So what we hope to achieve, obviously the Catch to 5K was very successful generally and globally for getting people out there. I've just got this extended version because I feel that taking people from absolute zero with a foundation of walking, then what's effectively a Catch to 5K, the traditional pattern, which is really building people up to 30 minutes of walking, and then following that up with a genuine distance-based. Doesn't matter how long it takes, but let's build up to 5Ks. And I think there's a definite place for that program, and it's something that I hope over time will build, and will be the starting point for 10K programs, half marathons and beyond. But really, from a beginner's perspective, I think it's we need to, or I want to really just try and encourage people to take the first step, get out there and walk, and be assured by seeing some real some basic steps that cuts through some of the noise out there, and a little bit of guidance from the videos, and hopefully we can help more and more people become members of this cult that we call running. So that's really the aim, that's the goal. And it is wonderful to have so many of you coming along for the ride, no matter where you are on your journey. So I don't know. I guess that's probably enough for me to witter on about this week. I did want to continue fulfilling my commitment to record one of these on a weekly basis. So I guess that's that one ticked off for this week. Hopefully there's something in these videos, even just one piece of information that might be useful to one person, then it makes it worthwhile. And I don't know, I guess I just enjoy doing this and talking to you guys. So until next week, happy running, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.